last video was one of the most successful I've ever done, but there's been a bit of radio silence since I put that out. So this is just an update of what I've been doing, what's going on. I have a lot of ideas for videos, but I've had no time to make them with work and family commitments and things happening. I've written up the basic outline for a few videos actually, but again, haven't had time to act on them. I'm about halfway through a video for my other channel, which is about knives versus guns, about literally bringing a knife to a gunfight and how this situation works basically. I've also been working on a multiplayer game that I've wanted to make for many years. I have some pretty rudimentary knowledge of programming. I know what variables are, functions and arrays. I know how to connect to a database, so I thought, why not? Let's just start making this thing and see how it goes. I'm not a full-on developer. This is just something I've learnt while working on in an old career. And I'm working on it by taking a laptop on the train as I ride to work. So this is very piecemeal, and it's going to take a long time to reach a point where it's actually playable. And I think I'll give my patrons access first, and then I'll start opening it up to other people to give it a go, do some testing. And this game is inspired by Bronze Age Egyptian and Mesopotamian civilization, where you have these city-states that depend on irrigation to grow their food sources. It also revolves around a lot of trade and diplomacy, and there's a lot of conflict, obviously. The maps will be based on a grid where each player owns a single cell, and players can create maps of up to 20 by 20 cells, which is 400 players. It can go larger, but I'm setting this just as an arbitrary limit at the moment. It seems to make sense to me right now. So players can take over their neighboring cells. And when that happens, the native player that was originally there still lives in it, so to speak, but the new owner now controls them, and they can make decisions about, say, taxation, infrastructure, and so on. They can really micromanage them if they choose to, or they can leave this conquered territory as being fairly autonomous and maybe just taking a tribute or something like that. Meanwhile, these conquered areas can still communicate with other areas and plan rebellions, do a bit of subterfuge and so on. And the rulers can also assign privileges to trusted members who might make a lot of decisions for them. You can have someone taking care of your economy or military side of things. Turns will be on a 24-hour cycle, so you make all your decisions, save them, and wait for the clock to tick over, and then you come back the next day to see the result and continue managing your area. I don't want this to be something that people spend all day playing. I'm not trying to keep them in the game for as much as possible, as much time as possible. But you might spend a lot of time over the day thinking about your decisions, then log in for a few minutes, lock it in and log out again. I want to have the maximum depth with minimum grind, minimum time actually in the game. But the players will be able to choose how long each round is, so you could maybe like have 10-minute time spans for turns if you really wanted to, or a week for one turn. And a lot could be going on for each round as people are talking, negotiating, making decisions. If you're a developer and you'd like to help me with this, let me know. In any case, it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time on my own. As far as videos for the channel, I want to get something else done this month, I hope. There's a concept that I find pretty interesting that I want to do. I just need the time to record some in-game footage to go with it. So that's what I'm up to. Again, sorry about the lack of content. I've hopefully got some things in the pipeline that you'll enjoy.